Hello my scrappy friends, a big welcome to my YouTube channel today. It's Melinda Sweetman here with you again, and I am sharing for the Traci Reads design team. So today is the release of the brand new freebie collection called Tempest. I love this, I actually really love this collection, even with the purple in it. So this collection is snarky and sassy and real life and totally not the best day ever kind of collection, which is so fun. I love it. As you can see, I'm working with these 2 3x4 photos. This is my youngest son. These photos were taken in 2021. That good old, how many times have I told you not to do this silly thing, you will get hurt? Well, he got hurt. I did check with him if I was allowed to share these photos, and he said it was okay with the one that you can see there. The other one, he was like, I don't want you to put that on social media. And so he has agreed with me sharing it how it is there, with the post-it note over the bottom part of his face. The thing that he shouldn't have been doing was swinging on the towel rail in the bathroom, and I'm sure that we've all had this conversation. Please don't swing on that, because A, you'll break it, B, you'll break yourself, and as you can't really see, he did indeed break himself. The photo that you can't see, he actually managed to chip his 2 front top teeth, and there was a fair amount of blood. And just to top things off, because that wasn't bad enough as it was, I had only been at my new job for about a week. I think this was my 2nd week in, and I had to call my boss and say, my son has hurt himself. Fortunately, my husband is able to come home and do the dentist thing, but I'm going to be late. Good timing. However, he has not once swung on that towel rail since. So yeah, this was definitely an interesting start to a school morning. As you can see, because he didn't want me to share on social media the gross photo, I kind of figured that he probably didn't want it on display in his album either. So I am making a little flip up, which is what I'm working on here. I have mounted that first photo onto I actually used one of the Traveler's Notebook papers and cut a 3x4 mat. I did end up cutting the photos down to a bit smaller than 3x4, as well as that journaling card on that one there, so that I could put a 3x4 paper layer behind it. I did play with this in Photoshop just to get an idea of what patterns I wanted to use and how I was going to lay them out. I've printed a couple of papers at 6x6, and I've also printed the Traveler's Notebook papers, and what else did I do? So my background paper there, the clouds, I actually printed that so it was a little bit over 10 inches wide, I think, straight onto A4 paper, and then I've cut that into my 2 Traveler's Notebook pages. I wanted the pattern to continue across the break in the page, and I figured that was the easiest way to do it. And then I punched my holes in it, and I'm just building my layers here. So I had the orangey corally colour and then this cloud print, but I didn't like the rainbow, like the white rainbow print behind the photo on top of the cloud print. So I pulled in another of the Traveler's Notebook papers, and I've just used that as a small mat behind my photo. My layers are they're not even, but it just adds a bit of interest. So that's where I'm at so far. I'm going to use this blah as my title. I thought it was perfect. And this is kind of as far as I got with my planning in Photoshop. So I actually forgot that I'd printed and cut the second sheet of stickers. So I'm just working with the first sheet of stickers, and I'm impressed that I didn't go, well, what else can I add here? So I'm going to stick this down to the left hand page, flip it over, trim it off, and then stick it down to the right hand page. Actually, I think I add back in my holes first. The reason that I made sure I did this way is so that I didn't write all my journaling out and then punch half of it out. I'm glad I thought that far ahead. It's not something I do very often. Alright, so I'm just lining those back up. I'm going to stick that onto the right hand side and then get onto the embellishing. I've also punched a hole. That 3x4 journaling card that I'm using actually has like a hole. It doesn't actually, but it kind of, I hope that makes sense. I just used my little hole punch there and punched a hole in there. I'm going to add some twine into that a bit later. So I'm going to... Oh, I wanted to add this little tab onto the side to help open this photo. So that one says "So Blah." And then on the inside, there's another one that says, I can't remember, it's a blue one. It says something else. Snarky, I think. No, still can't read it. Now, on the inside of that as well, you saw the 3x4 card that I put in there. I've actually covered up the... there was some words on there. It said "feeling moody." Behind that there was some like messy thread, but the "feeling moody" didn't really work, so I used one of the flare buttons from the embellishments and then layered up some of the leaves from the embellishments, and also the I think it's dark blue thread on over that sentiment on that 3x4 card, and then I've added shadows and printed that out as is. I try not to put too much bulk into my traveler's notebook pages because I don't want to fill them up with 3 stories. I would like them to be a bit more full than that. So yeah, I use that as the card to go in behind the photo here, and I'm just working out how I'm going to embellish. I don't add a lot, but what I've got here is pretty much how it stays. So I'm going to stick all that down. I've used foam tape. Some stuff is up like on 2 layers, others is flat to the page, but I'm using super thin tape for that. And I'm really liking how this is looking. I'm going to add in these 2 sentiment strips. That one there, the greeny colour one, says "deep breaths," and this one says something about "some days just suck" or something. Some days are just bad or hard. I can't tell. Hard. So the blue one has been stuck directly to the page, and then the green one has been popped up on some foam. This was not straight, so I'm just going to fix it. And I'm happy with how that is looking. There is a close-up photo of the details on that 3x4 card where you can see the different layers really well. This is the twine that I used. You can't see it particularly well in the video, but it is blue and white and purple. I was like, you know what, I may as well use it. I've got some of this silver thread stuff that I really love. I'm just going to tie that around to secure this in place. And then off screen, I'm going to add my journaling, which basically says that the kid did a really dumb thing. Thankfully, it was fixable and without serious long-term repercussions. And add in some enamel dots. I end up with 3 clusters of 3. Just snip apart this thread, this twine, and that is going to finish my page once I've tightened this up. So make sure you are a newsletter subscriber. That is the only way that you will know how to get all 3 parts of this collection You get one part in the newsletter, one part on the Traci Reed website, and one on I've Gone Blank. Make sure you subscribe for the newsletter. I'll make sure I link everything below. This collection is super fun, and I can see that it will make regular appearances in my memory keeping, because not every day is the best day ever. If you have any questions, please make sure you drop them below. I really do hope that you've enjoyed. I expect that a bunch of the other girls will also be making and sharing pages with you. So make sure you check out the blog post, which again, I'll link below. Hope you've enjoyed. Thank you ever so much for choosing to spend your scrappy time with me. Have a fantastic scrappy day, and I'll see you in my next video.